Modern media functions as a sensory bombardment. Between the flashing news tickers and the exploding cycles of outrage, the noise is designed to keep your focus locked on the screen until the glass finally gives way. When you finally hit the power button and step into a quiet room, you notice how much energy you were spending just to process the chaos. In that silence, the manufactured nature of the panic becomes visible. The political landscape operates like a high-stakes carnival. It relies on a sensory overload of neon lights and rehearsed vitriol to keep your critical faculties from looking at who is actually running the machinery. This environment keeps the public in a state of fight or flight. While you are hyper-fixated on the drama in the center ring, a corporate political syndicate extracts wealth and dismantles foundational freedoms in the shadows. To understand the mechanics of this psychological trap and learn how to step away from it for good, subscribe to the channel and watch this video to the end. Participating in this spectacle ensures you remain the fuel for the system. You provide the attention and the outrage that allow the owners of the stadium to continue the game. Every minute you spend engaging with the digital theater costs you emotional capital. This is the primary currency the syndicate covertly steals from the public. This theft has real-world consequences. We often trade the stability of our families and actual relationships for the chance to argue with digital phantoms who do not know our names. This dynamic forces us into tribal blindness. We find ourselves rationalizing unconstitutional overreach and hypocrisy simply because the person behind it is wearing our team's colors. Constant exposure to media-induced anxiety drains the very energy required to lead a community. It siphons away the stoics needed to build your own enterprise and maintain your health. To guide a free people toward surrendering autonomy, the syndicate employs the Hegelian dialectic. It begins with the problem, saturating the environment with terrifying headlines. Next is the reaction, as desperate citizens beg for safety. Finally, the solution introduces pre-planned legislation, permanently reducing individual autonomy. This cycle is reinforced by magnifying minor cultural disagreements into national emergencies. These loud public fights are designed to keep the audience completely distracted, while substantive policy shifts happen quietly behind the curtain. When you recognize that the proposed fix was drafted long before the crisis occurred, you see the machinery for what it is. The urgency that once demanded your panic starts to look like a scheduled event. As the public becomes more desperate for a way out, the system deploys a final containment strategy, the manufactured hero. Unlike a real leader who is accountable to their neighbors, these idols speak your grievances, but answer only to the syndicate and big donors. Waiting for a political messiah to fix the country means stopping the actions that actually change your own life. This waiting game keeps the population entirely docile and predictable. This entire monolithic control structure has a single point of failure. The entire system depends completely on your daily willingness to passively surrender your own personal agency and power. The moment you step out of the spectator stands and revoke your consent to be outraged, the system's appearance of total control vanishes. Real power belongs to the sovereign individual. It resides with anyone who stops looking at the national stage and starts taking responsibility for their own life. Reclaiming your agency requires moving past diagnosis and into the rigorous application of the success triad. The first pillar is dreaming and vision. You must define an ideal future for your family and your business that is uncompromised by the limitations imposed by the media narrative. Next is planning. This is where you translate that vision into a disciplined blueprint, mapping out your financial independence and operational infrastructure with precision. The final pillar is execution. This demands relentless, daily action toward your goals, while you ignore the noise and manufactured panic of the political arena. A sovereign life takes shape through this disciplined execution. It becomes a tangible structure, built brick by brick, regardless of which team wins an election. To ensure your success empowers others rather than exploiting them, anchor your actions in the LFEG5 framework. This framework focuses on 5 core values. First, individual autonomy. Second, radical accountability. Third, moral integrity. Fourth, strategic planning. And finally, self-reliant community resilience. Take a moment for a final audit.
Are you ready to leave behind political idolatry and step into your role as a sovereign creator? If you are ready to begin, click the link in the description to purchase Unapologetically Sovereign by Jeanette Larson from Catalyst Publications on Amazon and start building your future today. The stadium is empty and the lights are fading. The game only continues as long as you agree to remain in the stands. The exit is right in front of you.